Hey, welcome to the Transporter YouTube channel. Today we're going to load two Puma travel trailers, and we're going to do it a little different today. You guys always watch me do it. Today we're going to do it a little different. Also, it's like 95 degrees out today, so I waited until 7:30, so it's like 91 right now, I guess. So let's get to it. So what we're doing different today is, usually you guys see me put a wheel on the bottom of this jack. Well, a lot of guys use what I have hooked up right here, and they call this a wobble wheel. And with this, they're able to turn it and that kind of stuff with it. I already loaded the first one to practice before I started recording, but it's a little more unstable, I guess. So you have to stay with it. You have to really watch it. You know, usually I'm pulling out my straps and all that while this one's going up, but not with a wobble wheel. So I don't know if anybody out there that does this has any suggestions, let me know. But with the wobble wheel, I don't have to put down these jacks to get the wheel underneath that jack and do all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of, I was trying to see if it's faster. Maybe it is after I do it a few times, but as for right now, it's not. But I'm gonna set the camera up and let you guys watch me struggle. All right, so the problem is it wants to move left and right. It's harder to get it lined up with this ramp. Once it's on there, it's pretty good, but it's not as stable as the wheel on the jack. I don't know, now that I did the first one, this one's going kind of easy. Maybe it is easier, we'll see. I just don't feel comfortable leaving it. I feel like I have to stay next to it. This is where maybe it's a little easier, because I don't have to get up and down and crank those jacks up and down on the sides. I can do it all right here. So this is where it might save time, I guess. I'm gonna try it unloading too. See how that works. But as you can see, this is easier than getting up and down, going and running those other jacks up and down. Run it forward a little bit so I can get the pins in. run my cable tight. I'll loosen it just a little. We're all set. So if you guys didn't already notice, this jack on the front right side is bent. And it's bent pretty good. And if you're really paying attention, it's on backwards. That should be on the outside. And the other thing is, I was thinking, well, maybe I bent it. But no. If you look right here, this is all rusted. Where somebody did it before I got it. So, I'm not gonna let that stop me. What I'm gonna do is take a bunch of pictures of this and send it into safety. And I'm also gonna bend it back straight and get it pulled up. I'm not gonna turn it around, but I'll bend it back straight, get it the best I can get it to look, and then send those pictures to safety also, or claims, I guess. It's Sunday night. I'm not gonna sit here until tomorrow morning for that jack. That's something that they carry. It's 2 or 4 screws to hold it on. It's not the end of the world. You know, at very worst scenario, they're gonna charge me for this jack, which they shouldn't, because it's already got rust on it and all that. But it's obvious I didn't do it. But I mean, what is it, 150 bucks? I don't know. But I'm not gonna sit here and wait, 16 hours or 14 hours, whatever, until tomorrow. Now, if I was here during business hours, I would probably, try to get it taken care of, that kind of thing. But for that, it's kind of a gray area. It is risky. They could say, well, you should have waited, but it's easy for them to say when they work 8 to 5. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm gonna get it straightened out. I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Okay, so we're pretty straight. Looks pretty good. Now it's still backwards. That's not my problem. It was installed that way. So I'll just take pictures of it again so they know that it looked right when it left. It's just backwards. Guys, we're down to our last strap. Everything else is done. Throw this strap on. I'll show you guys the 2 units. And also I'm going to show you this yard. This is the Topeka lot. Show you what's out here. Also want to talk a little bit about damages. So obviously you want to turn in all your damages. I've had that same scenario with that jack before, and that's what they told me to do, so I know that's basically the protocol. If it's your first trip, obviously, you want to be careful. You want to make sure you do everything the right way for sure. Little things like, like if this sewage cap is missing, something simple like that. It's not something to stop your trip for, It's not, you can't sit around for 14 hours and wait for somebody from the office to tell you, oh, that's no big deal, just keep going. Now you're a whole day behind. So anyway, let's take a look at this lot, and then we're gonna get out of here. So these are the 2 we loaded. Light load this week, 4,200. And then this one is the small one, 2,748. So I'll show you the lot. There's 2 there ready to go. Over here is 3 park models and 2 fifth wheels. And then those are all doubles as well. There's units behind them. And then there's a bunch over there. And then over here you have 4 more sets of doubles, and then 1 set. This looks like a quad set, so 4. So somebody has to load all 4 of those onto one trailer. And I'll tell you, it's a job. You got to take all the jacks off and the propane tanks off and the spare tires, and then they all get stuffed underneath, and they're about an inch apart. Anyway, our load's ready to go, so let's get out of here. We're going to Missouri this week, Springfield, Missouri. So it's Monday, just crossed into Missouri. It's about 1 o'clock, or sorry, 2 o'clock. Well, what time is it? It's 2 o'clock Indiana time, 1 o'clock here in Missouri. I have a hard time remembering Central, whatever. Anyway, we got about 3 hours to go, 3-4 hours, and I'm gonna stop at the truck stop about 15 minutes from the dealer in Kearney, Missouri. Earlier I misspoke. It's not. I'm going to Independence, Missouri. I think earlier I said Springfield or Springville. So Independence, Missouri is by Kansas City. So it's about the same mileage I lived. So I don't know. Maybe they offered me the other town first. I'm not sure. But anyways, be ready to deliver in the morning. I called and they don't have an appointment at 9 o'clock. The first one's at 10:30. So of course it's like 95 degrees. I was trying to get there early to beat the heat, but I don't know. And then tried to book a transit van, and the brokers ghosted me now. I don't know. I asked too many questions. I don't know, but we'll see how that goes. I am going to haul something. I got to find something. I can't go back empty. There's just no way. I'm not doing it. Anyway, we get off here, get with you guys when we get to the pilot in Kearney. Alright, we're parked in Kearney, Missouri, the pilot. Yesterday when I looked, the fuel was like $3.11. Today when I got here, it's $3.22. So it's going up. It's going up everywhere. So just be prepared for that. Anyway, got like 20 minutes to go from here. I did book a backhaul. Took 3 tries. I tried to book 2 other trucks before, and they would text me, and then I would ask questions about, length or height or weight, or, do you have a picture or whatever? Because they were like, one was a transit van, and one was I believe it was an F350. It was like a 2005 F350, but it said a cabin chassis. So I was asking questions because I wanted to make sure, like, it wasn't some huge box truck or something, You never know. They won't put it. You'll just get there and be surprised. Surprise, it's a fire truck. Whatever. Anyway, so what I ended up booking is a 2025 F550 cabin chassis, and they gave me the dimensions and the weight and all that. So they said it's under 8,500 pounds, and from the heights they gave me, sounded like it's either just a true cabin chassis or it has a bed, but it doesn't have a box on it. So anyway, that's what we're going to haul. It's going to add about 2 hours to my trip overall, but it pays $750, and so I'll end up with $600. That's the best thing I could find to get me closer to home. The other things were I could make like another $50 or $100 if I hauled 2 cars, but then they were like 2 pickups, 2 drop-offs, so not worth it. It would have added to a lot more time just for another $100, So Anyway, it's only 7 o'clock, so I have to sit here until like 9:30 tomorrow. 9:30, 10 o'clock. So, gonna go in and eat, take a shower. I'm gonna take my sweet time because it's 94 degrees outside, so the less I can run my truck, the better. I ran it all night last night. I had no choice. I usually carry a generator, but if I know it's going to be real hot like this, I have a air conditioner, but it's just like a room air conditioner, and it kind of takes up a lot of room, but I sure wish I had it this trip. Anyway, it's enough. See you guys in the morning. All right, so it's about 8:30 now. I ate food, took a shower. It's still 85 degrees, feels like 90, so we're gonna go tough it out in the truck. Not really, I'm gonna start it. Don't have a choice. All right, we're at delivery at Independence RV, Unlimited RV, that's what it's called. Anyway, there's another foremost driver over there. Pretty sure he watches the videos, so I'll try to get a picture of this truck. There he is. I know it's him. If you look closely, there's damage on his bed right there. That's how I know. Anyway, waiting for him to move this Puma right there. That's where I'm going to unload. Alright, so I'm about to unload and I'm going to run this wobble wheel again. So I thought about it, and if I leave that jack post down in that rail, it can't really go left and right unless I want it to. You know, if I need to turn it, I can raise the jack up and turn it. So we're going to try it, see. I'll let you know how it goes here. Seems to be working pretty good so far. I gotta go make sure my ramps are lined up. Alright, so we're unloaded. I didn't record a whole lot. It's super hot. It's like 91 degrees and super humid, but anyway, if you ever done something for 5 years one way, just because that's the way you do it, or the way you've always done it, doing it that way with the ball tower could be faster. Not having to run those jacks up and down to get the wheel in and out and all that could actually save quite a bit of time. Now, it is a little harder in the sense that you have to stay on it and make sure that it doesn't lean off to one side or the other. But I think that's something maybe I can get better at. Also, you know, it took a little longer, you know, this time, but it was my first time doing it. So my whole system of, you know, I do this at this time and that at this time, you know, everything was a little off, and I took some extra steps because I didn't have a system, you know, which I can master that over time. So all that to say, you know, maybe it's time to change the way I do it. We'll see. I'm going to do it probably a couple more times and see, and then go from there. Right now I'm headed over to a dealership. It's about 40 minutes. I'm going to pick up the F550. I called ahead because they said to call ahead. Of course, they send me to some guy's voicemail. So I was looking on the map, trying to figure out where to pull in. I don't know. I'm just going to wing it, I guess. I did leave him a long message, but the chances of them calling me back are slim, so we'll see. Anyway, try to get a little footage when I pick up, and we'll be headed back up north. This goes to Holland, Michigan, so it's about 80 miles north into Michigan, I think, maybe 60. Anyway, here we go. Alright guys, we found it, finally. Had to talk to 4 different people, but we found it. 2025 F550 cab and chassis. I've already walked around it. Doesn't look like there's anything wrong with it that I can see, other than there's one thing wrong. Holy cow. $80,000 for a single cab F550 dually. Anyway, we're gonna jump in, see if it starts. It's brand new, better start, but you never know. It is hot out, of course. I keep saying it, but
IT. They worked in IT. I could see there being a lot of met a lot of guys.
Fired right up.
Guys at work.
Turn the radio off. AC on blast. .7 miles it says. Wait, I'm gonna walk around it one more time while it warms up. Looks like it has a air ride system of some kind. Never seen that. One more lap around. Oh, that must be what that is. Air cylinder, air shock. It's pretty cool. One on each side. Probably controls the front too. Anyway, I'm gonna drive it over, get her put on the trailer. A lot of trucks here. This is like the fleet. They sent me to the new Ford dealer first, and then I asked somebody, he tells me I got to go down the road, and so I started asking more questions because I don't want to just drive around with the trailer pulling in and out of places trying to figure out where to go. So I ended up asking him, like, what, you know, I called the broker and got a different number to call, and they got me in the right spot. I was parked I was close. It's like 500 feet away, but anyway, we got it. This is like an abandoned parking lot or something they filled with trucks, I don't know. Slow. The last thing I want to do is wreck a brand new truck. There we are. So I'm going to get lined up here, and then I'm going to jump out, throw the ramps down, and try to set up the cameras. You guys can watch me pull up, I guess. Let's see. Looks centered to me. Alright, let's do it. Here we go. We're gonna load a Ford onto a Ford. H-O-T-T, hot. So I just stopped at a Casey's, take a 30-minute break. I realized I forgot something on this truck, and it's real important. Gotta remember to fold them ears back. Get that fuel mileage, fellas. Already did strap check. We're good to go there. Just gotta fold back the mirrors. Anyway, we'll take a little 20-minute nap and take off. So I just stopped in Sawyer, Michigan at TA, and kept smelling sulfur today. So I had to show you that battery. That battery is leaking. So I've had that happen a few times, and it's always that side. It's always the passenger side. And that battery has a date on it of 3/24, so it's not even that old. So back to Walmart. They've replaced it 3 times. They're gonna replace it again. I don't know. I buy my batteries from there because there's always a Walmart. You know what I mean? Like, you can find Walmarts everywhere. So they're warranted for like 3 years. They're cheap, and obviously they're junk because they keep doing that. Now, I watched Boosted Boy Kyle or whatever. He has YouTube, and he just got a truck and F-350, and he had the same thing. Battery was leaking. They smelled sulfur real bad and all that. And it wasn't a Walmart battery. I don't know what battery it was. I didn't see that. But so I don't know if it's just a Ford, you know, it's just happened to these Ford trucks or what. I don't know. But anyway, kind of scared to turn the truck off. Hopefully it starts in the morning. There's a Family Dollar across the street. That ain't gonna do me no good. Yeah, we'll see. I got an hour to go. I can leave here at 11 o'clock tomorrow. So we'll be there shortly after 12 and get delivered, and then it's just under 2 hours home. So we'll be home tomorrow, 3 o'clock-ish, hoping. Or sooner. We'll see. Anyway, get off here and get some sleep. Alright guys, we're at delivery. I'm gonna try to film what I can. It's about to start raining, but this place is kind of cool. They build ambulances and work on RVs, and over there that's where they build them, I guess. Anyway, I'm gonna hop in here. Go, fire in a hole. I like the material of these seats. They're a little more comfortable than mine. Anyway, this place, they like sell RVs, they build buses, they build ambulances. Looks like they do school bus stuff, a little bit of everything. We're in Holland, Michigan. So, I don't know, the one guy I talked to sounded a little Amish too, so I think there's Amish up here. Anyway, I'm gonna put this camera down and make sure I don't fall off the ramps. It's a little sketch. Alright, I got signatures. Doing my pictures before I leave here. Alright, I'm gonna load up my ramps. We're out of here. Alright, we're delivered, we're out of here. So 100 miles home from here. A little farther than I thought. Oh about 2 hours. I got ambulances lined up over there and campers over here. Over here they have a different style camper, fire trucks and whatnot. A little bit of everything going on here. It's called emergency services, so they have a little bit of everything. But anyway, got to get off here. A lot of traffic. All right, guys. So we're delivered, headed home. Just under 2 hours to go. So I will officially be on vacation in 2 hours. I'm going to take all of next week off. I won't be back until the 7th. I'm going to go to California, hang out with some of the wife's family, do that kind of stuff. So next week, maybe there won't be a video. Maybe there will. I don't know. Maybe I'll do something completely different for next week. The trip out there, the two campers going to Independence, Missouri, was 597 miles, and it paid $1,482. And then the truck coming back, the F550, that paid $750. So to me, is after the 20% is $600. And then I had $500 in fuel, and I used a little extra fuel this week because it was so hot that 2 of the nights I ran the truck. Well, one night I ran it all night. The first night was all night. The second night I ran it all but maybe a few hours. And then the last night, which was last night, I was in Michigan, so it was a little cooler, and I ran it probably 3 hours, something like that. I had to run it this morning mainly because I was sitting there until 11 o'clock this morning. So when the sun came up, it got warm. So yeah, I used a little extra fuel. Anyway, I think it's about 5 gallons if I run it all night for 10 hours. So, it is what it is. So we made, I gotta do the math real quick. I should have done it first. Hang on. 1482 plus 6 minus 5, so 1482, 1582. That was our take home. $1,582. We left Sunday night, 9 o'clock, and we're going to be home Wednesday at 3. So, not the biggest money week, but it is what it is. I'll take it. I'm going to go on vacation and not worry about it. I'm just going to blow it anyway. You know what I mean? There was something else. Hang on. So when I come back from vacation, it'll be on the 7th, and I don't know if I'm gonna run that week or not. I have a lot of maintenance to catch up on. I got to do oil change. I'm gonna have to get my batteries replaced, or at least one of them. I need to do brakes, wheel bearings, quite a bit of stuff, and I'll take some footage of some of that. So that being said, make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure you're liking the videos. It helps other people see them. It helps my channel grow. We're at 653 subscribers or something like that right now, which is pretty good. Yeah, like, share, subscribe, leave comments, ask questions. If you're interested in RV transport, send me an email. And don't forget to pray for your country.